hit on something for the first time, Yaron Brook actually hit on something that we do claim and then just dismisses it by saying it's ahistorical nonsense. Okay, it's nonsense. Israel does not oppress. That is not true. You know, it's funny. Like, as Israel is launching this offensive, I'm sure some of you saw they announced they're cutting off the electricity of Gaza. You might ask yourself, oh, how can they do that? Why is that so easy for them to do? That's just, yeah, because they control that. Yes, because Gaza is in effect an open air prison where they control how much food, electricity, medical supplies get in. They control who can leave and who can't leave. Yeah, because they won a war in 1967. So that gives them the right to dominate these people forever. Yes, it is an occupation. It is the definition of an occupation. It is the definition of oppression. And that is not ahistorical. That is reality. Okay. And, you know, again, it's like the idea in war for objectivists who supposedly are against collectivism and are for individualism. But I guess these 2 million people now lose all rights that they have. And the fact that Israel is cutting off electricity to Gaza, again, an area with over 1 million children in it, does it not mess with you at all that, like, what the implications of that are as you're bombing an area? This means no medical equipment. This means no emergency treatment. I mean, like, that's not even a thought. And you think you're the good guy? You think you're in a position to morally lecture others while you cheer this on? See, there's a real asymmetry here between these fucking disgusting war hawks and our position. Because they can pretend that we're cheering on Hamas, but we're not. We're sitting here and saying that was horrific what Hamas just did. And that absolutely those people should be brought to justice and Israel has a right to defend itself and no innocent people should ever be targeted like that. The difference is that sick fucks like you are actually cheering on the slaughter of children. That's the difference here. So get off your goddamn high horse. You're just talking, oh, this is ahistorical. That didn't really happen. Let me ask you this, okay? Yarn, is this ahistorical? Did Israel support the rise of Hamas? Is that true? Or am I making that up also? Did they support the rise of Hamas because they thought it would undermine the Palestinian Authority? Did they? Here, let me pull this up real quick. Because of course, Scott Horton just tweeted this out earlier. I was literally going to look for this tweet or this quote rather. So anyway, here's a quote. Okay, tell me if this is ahistorical or if this is right. Okay, anyone who wants to thwart the establishment of a Palestinian state has to support bolstering Hamas and transferring money to Hamas. This is part of our strategy to isolate the Palestinians in Gaza from the Palestinians in the West Bank. You know who said that? Benjamin Netanyahu. This was the plan of the Israelis to support Hamas, to divide Palestinians against each other. And his finance minister also said, here's a quote, the Palestinian Authority is a liability and Hamas is an asset. On the international playing field in this game of delegitimization, think about for a second, the Palestinian Authority is a liability and Hamas is an asset. And so what's the point he's making there? It's a separate point from Netanyahu's, but it's also one of the reasons why they supported Hamas. Netanyahu is saying, look, this will divide the Palestinians in the West Bank and the Palestinians in Gaza. If they're not united, they're less of a threat to us, and that can allow us to make sure they never get a state. Now, when speaking to an international audience, he'll say he's for a two-state solution, but this is what he's saying, what he really believes. It's like, no, we're never going to let them have that. We'll divide them against each other. But his foreign minister here is making a different point, which he's like, look, these Hamas dudes are so fucking crazy, these crazy radical Islamists, that no one's ever going to recognize them as a state. They're never going to be taken seriously in the international community. So as long as they're in charge, then they're never going to be granted statehood, and we can continue to do whatever we want to these people. Is that ahistorical, Yaron? Or is that what happened? Are we not allowed to criticize them for literally helping to create Hamas, to help them get elected 15 years ago or whatever it was? No, more than that. It was 2004, 2005. Is that ahistorical, or did that really happen? I'm sure we're not allowed to criticize them. Am I doing a whataboutism now? by pointing out that your side fucking helped create the side that you want to go use as a justification to slaughter 2 million people?